the door. Morning everyone, we are on checkout day. Very sad. We've packed all our bags. You can see them. Yeah, there's our bags. We're just doing the final checks of the room to make sure that we've got everything, and then we're going to go and drop our bags at the luggage place, and then we're going to head across to the park. We're not sure what we're going to do. We need something to eat, I think, because we haven't eaten this morning yet, and it's already 10:15. So yeah, we need to eat, and then we'll just decide what we're going to do. We've got a few hours in the park. We need to leave about 2, so we've got a few hours to just do some stuff, doss around, maybe get on a ride too if we can. If not, it doesn't matter, we've done everything. I think we've done most of the shopping we need to do. Yeah, we've done pretty much all of our shopping, so we're all good to go. So we will update you along the way. We will vlog on the way home as well when we leave. So yeah, let's go. Oh, my wallet, almost forgot my wallet. Oh.
No, you need to record any of this.
Hmm?
You need to record any of this.
I am. Okay. Right, we're all checked out, bags all dropped. So it's officially real, we are leaving. We just bought one more thing at the shop. I don't think we've got anything else to buy. And now we're just walking through Cheyenne to make our way to the park and decide what we're going to do. We'll probably just wander around and just go on whatever we can see, to be honest. Don't think we're even going to plan ahead really. But yeah, this is the teepees at Cheyenne, which you can go in them if you really want. We've not come down this way yet, I don't think. First time. The fort. It's a kids' play area in there. Fort Apache. I won't go in there, but there is like climbing things. It looks like a proper fort. See? As a change to our usual scheduling, we're going to go to McDonald's for breakfast this morning.
Moments later.
Right, okay, well, we were going to do McDonald's. We're now not. We are heading back round to Earl. I thought the McDonald's finished serving breakfast at 10:30, but it turns out they're still serving breakfast.
We don't want that.
And we don't really want that. We want a proper meal. I wouldn't like a burger and fries in there, but we'll go round to Earl and get Earl a sandwich again. So disregard my previous comment. We just entered the park for the last time today, probably. So we did a survey on the way in. Somebody was asking surveys about the parade. So that was good. Well, not good, but yeah, anyway. It was a survey. I don't like... Normally at home I just avoid them, but in France it's a bit more difficult because they also don't speak English, so you kind of have to... Well, they do speak English, but they try and speak to you in French, and then you obviously go, what, sorry, and then you're kind of drawn in, so it's a bit more difficult. Just want to go around the corner for the last time this time. Ready to see the castle. And there she is. Right, we just got off a successful round on Buzz. I won this time, but Bob let me.
No, it didn't.
Yes, he did. So we got stuck in front of a purple for a good minute or so. So I just was constantly shooting the purple. In case anyone doesn't know, the purple targets are worth the most. So always aim for those. I got 225,000 points on that one, I think it was. Bob got 160 something. But when we got stuck in front of the purple one, he kept shooting the yellow ones as well, as not just the purple one. So he would have beat me if he just shot the purple one constantly.
Obviously you got bad aim.
What, you? Mm-hmm. You got really good aim because you're always hitting them. I always can't. I can never find how to hit them.
That's because you're left-handed. It's weird.
Everybody's born right-handed, only the talented overcome it. But yeah, anyway, we are going to wander. We haven't got any plans now, so we are just wandering. So you might see us.
The Nautilus, maybe.
We're going to see if the Nautilus is open. I've not seen anything about it, but we're going to go and see if it is open. But yeah, I don't think it is because everything's behind boards around this section.
Well, on the map it doesn't say that it's closed.
Yeah, it doesn't say it's open either.
No, exactly.
It's Autopia. We've not been on Autopia. We're not sure whether we'll fit in the cars.
See the entrance to it over there. Yeah. And it's closed. Yeah.
Yeah. So here, Nautilus is closed at the moment. I'm assuming they're doing refurb. You've got Autopia here, which seems quite popular. I didn't realise it was that popular. 40-minute wait. We're not quite sure whether we'd fit in it. Let's go see if Star Tours has got a wait.
But it would have a wait. How long?
You know what I mean. So Star Tours is tucked right down the back of Discoveryland.
Star Tours.
Really? I'm just going to go check the actual time on the board to make sure. I'd always suggest checking the times on the actual rides because we've noticed a lot of times where the app said a certain amount of time you get there and it's not more. So yeah, looks like it is half an hour. Did you want to do something else? Ooh. Cold breeze. Is Philharmagique on today? Because we haven't done that. Philharmagique, sorry. We haven't done Philharmagique. I think it's around here, isn't it?
Yeah, somewhere along here. On the map.
We're about to go and see Philharmagique. We haven't seen it this time yet. We saw it last time we were here, didn't we? We enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And we felt it was a bit better than the one in Florida because we saw the one in Florida and there wasn't as many like effects. Remember when the piano hits the floor in this one you really feel it, but in the Florida one you don't really feel it. But yeah, so we're waiting to go in 3 minutes by the looks of it, so we'll let you know how it was when we come out. We just saw Philharmagique. It was good. We saw a scene we haven't seen before, which is the new Coco scene. I don't know how new it is because Coco's been out for a while, but we haven't seen it. It's very windy, so I'm not sure whether you're going to be able to hear us, but yeah, we were told that Stitch might be meeting around by Plaza Gardens. So we're going to go around and find him, as people probably know, Stitch is my favourite character, so let's see if he's around there. Queue for Hyperion. It's huge. It is lunchtime though. We've only got an hour left before we need to head back to the train station-ish. Oh, Discoveryland was busy. The problem is because they're doing all the work, creates such a bottleneck coming out of Discoveryland. Look at the queue. Do we join the queue?
It's up to you. Do you want to spend the time queuing or spend the time on other stuff?
I'd rather get a picture of Stitch. We just met Stitch. My favourite character, everyone knows I love Stitch. But yeah, I was excited to meet him. He's the only character we've actually met this holiday. I'm not wearing my glasses. So yeah, we had to meet at least Stitch. He was meeting in his Santa Claus outfit, so it was nice. We're just going to do one more ride on Phantom, and then we'll probably head out of the park, and that will be the end of our holiday. We won't be ending the vlog though, we'll be vlogging on the journey just so you can see what the journey is back, what the journey back is like. But yeah, not long to go unfortunately. We're both very sad. Fun fact about Haunted Mansion and Tower of Terror, if there's hardly any wait on them, little or hardly or none, they will put it as 13 minutes as the wait time, not 10 minutes. Yeah, that's where we normally go up, taking us around this way now. Jack Skellington.
What's your favourite character?
Not my favourite character, no.
What's your favourite film?
I like the film. One last ride on Phantom Manor. The ride that Bob hadn't ridden before we came this holiday, and now he's ridden it loads. Good job we enjoy it, isn't it?
Good news! The spirits have decided to resume your tour at once. Remain seated, please.
Bye! Final ride done. Just got off Phantom Manor. Good old Phantom Manor. And we're just about to leave the park.
Yeah, so that's
last
the
time.
holiday.
Last ride of the holiday, which is a good one to end on. Time to leave the park and head to the station. I don't want to go. Can we stay longer?
Yes, please.
I wish. If we could, I would book it, but we can't, unfortunately. So yeah, we will catch up with you all on the journey. Shortcut rather than having to go via the hub or whatever they call the middle bit. There's always a shortcut to the arcade from Frontierland, so you come out here just the bottom of Main Street. There you go, there's the castle over that way, so it's a quicker route if you're trying to avoid the crowds on the I don't know whether it's the hub, which bit's the hub, I can always forget. Is the hub this up here or is it the bit down there? Well, they've even up this section, so now we have like barriers here for meet and greets. Parade's happening soon. Everyone queuing up for the parade. Fortunately we're leaving, so we can't wait for it. So we'll find out our luggage hasn't been transferred to the station. Then we have to hot foot it back to the resort. Blip blip. Annual pass entrance is here. This is to the left of the hotel if you're coming in case anyone needs to know. I don't know whether there's one on the right because the exit is always on this side and that's also the pass entrance, but I don't know whether there's also a annual pass holders entrance on the other side. There might be. Hopefully we'll have a Disney holiday next year.
Well, we got one booked next year.
Shh.
Which we've already told them on the phone.
I know, I'm just trying to be elusive. Not elusive. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Secretive?
No, I can't think of the word. Aloof. Aloof is on fire. Yeah, because everyone's in the park.
Yeah.
Middle of the day is always the best time to come out of the park. Problem is that's when the parade happens, so if you want to see it.
Yeah. Oh, short one.
It's on twice a day, so it's always best to go for the second one because less people are waiting for it. Now we've got to go to the Disney Express counter to try and pick up our luggage.
So where we dropped it off on Sunday?
Yes, it's where we dropped it off, but I don't know whether it's exactly the same place or whether it's like that. Like we pointed out, there's another counter further down.
Yeah.
Further? Just picked up our luggage from the Disney Express counter. I find that a little bit confusing because you go to the counter and they point you along down the corridor, and then they come out like it looks a bit like a emergency exit door, and that's where they give you the luggage from, but it's not obvious at all. We had to go to the counter and ask. But yeah, we got them. We're heading down to the train now. We follow the signs of the RER for line A to get back to Paris. I'll put you away for a minute while we get through the gates. Through the gates, just heading down to the RER now. It's Châtelet Les Halles, isn't it, that we need to change at?
So we changed on the way here, yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to set up the train?
Yeah. Oh well, we've got a few minutes for the next one anyway. We just missed one because we were just checking which train we were getting, but it doesn't matter because they're every few minutes anyway. Hello. On the RER from Disneyland Paris, can't pronounce the train name. And we just need to go about 10 stops, 15 stops to Châtelet de Halle, maybe? And then we need to change on to another RER, which will get one stop into Gare du Nord. So yeah, it's a relatively easy journey, as long as you don't have any problems like we did coming here. It's just a bit of a hassle with luggage. It'd be a lot easier if they were still doing direct Eurostar trains, and we wouldn't have to do all this to get the Eurostar straight from here, but there's nothing we can do about it, so this is how we must do it.
The next morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
This is now
Saturday the 11th.
Saturday 11th of December, the day after we've got back from Disneyland Paris.
We did promise we were going to vlog on the way home, and we started to, as you will have seen. Unfortunately, on the train between
Châtelet Les Halles,
and Gare du Nord, which is only one stop, I was pickpocketed. My wallet was taken. So we obviously had a bit of a panic. Luckily, with the way that things work with banking nowadays, is you've got all the apps online. So I basically opened up all my apps on my credit cards and my debit cards and froze every single one of my cards. There were 6 of them in total that I had in my wallet, which was lucky that I did, because about 20 minutes later, after we checked into the Eurostar check-in, we noticed payments were being declined because I'd frozen the card. Anything from, I think it was £40, and the largest transaction they tried to do was £850. Granted, that probably would have been declined because we didn't have that much money in there, because we just had a whole day to Disney. I mean, you spend money when you're in Disney, so not going much left. But yeah, that was stressful, very stressful. So I just say, if anyone's travelling on the metro system, the RER in Paris, be very vigilant if it's busy, or be very vigilant anyway.
We put a status on Facebook about it, and a friend who said they lived over in Paris. Apparently it's very prevalent around those stations, because you're so crammed into those 3-tier trains, or any of the trains, that people just take the most of it, and just where you squashed in, go through your pockets quickly where you can't notice it. And we did see one guy that was wedged between us and a load of other people, and literally just before the train departed that station, he jumped off again quickly. And at the time I thought, I was obviously too busy for him. And in hindsight, it's almost certainly the guy that saw Dan's wallet in his pocket and jumped off quickly. When we did get off at Gare du Nord, this lovely little French lady was very panicky going to us in French. We could make out the word wallet, so I think what she was saying was she saw somebody do it.
Yeah.
But she couldn't make herself understood. We don't know very much French, so she couldn't understand us and vice versa. So she obviously had to give up, very frustrated, and even walked off, bless her. But yeah, basically I think she said that she did see somebody take it, and obviously it had gone by that point. So
she seemed very concerned because she, when she was saying things, and she kept looking back and she was going, oh, as if she was really concerned about us. And obviously we were very shaken by it because it's never happened to me before. I'm normally quite careful when it comes to my wallet and to my phone. I normally know where everything is, and generally I'll keep my hand on something. But obviously it was so busy that it just obviously they took that opportune moment when my guard was down and they took it. So everything was cancelled. All new cards have been reordered. I mean, the annoying thing that I have to wait for is the driving licence, and the driving licence was in there, so I've had to reorder one then, which cost us money.
And you buy new train tickets, because our train tickets from London Paddington to back home to Swindon were in there, so that's had to be replaced.
We had to buy a train ticket to get off of the station at Gare du Nord because our ticket was in there, which was annoying.
But so luckily you were so quick thinking, because I said to you at the time, you're handling it much better than I would have done, because if it was me, I'd still be on the platform going, oh my god, what do I do, what do I do? And you were there going, freeze, 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 freeze.
Yeah, it was taking all of my energy to not cry, because I didn't particularly want to cry, because I knew if I cried then I wouldn't stop. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. Learning.
Well, we do not wish to repeat.
Yeah, we won't be repeating that one. I might have to do what Bob does and have a wallet that's on a chain attached to my belt hook. But yeah, I will definitely be making sure that my wallet is in a different place, tucked away,
deep into the bottom of your
somewhere.
pocket.
Have my hand on it. I'm gonna, like, every time I travel down public transport, I'm all my hands are gonna be on every item and be like this the whole time. Like, where is it? That's there, and just keep my hand on it the whole time. So yeah, that's the reason why you wouldn't have seen anything after. I think it was after we left. We were on the first train from Disneyland Paris. I think is the last time we vlogged, so you wouldn't have seen anything since then. So we apologise. I hope you all understand. I'm sure you will.
You just needed to get home, strong cup of tea, sit down.
Yeah, as soon as we got in, that was the first thing I did. I put the kettle on. I always have to have a nice strong cup of tea. I didn't really get one while we were in Paris because none of the rooms have tea making facilities. And whenever I asked for a cup of tea in the restaurants, they always just brought me black tea, which is alright, but I do prefer tea with milk.
There was a thing with when you get your card, which the
magic
pass cards. There is something we saw online just before we went.
This thing.
Every day you get, was it a couple of euros worth of credit on it?
Yes.
So in some of the hotel blocks, like in Cheyenne where we were staying, there's like a vending machine in the corridor, and turns out you get money on that every day, a couple of euros credit, and you can get a free. So there was you had a free hot chocolate from one of those, and a mint tea, and both of which you weren't particularly keen on. But
no, I mean they're very small portions. Yeah, like the cups are like this big, and then the drinks like this small. So it's like a couple of mouthfuls, but it was free, so we're not turning our nose up at it. Tried the hot chocolate. It was okay. The mint tea was the weirdest mint tea I've ever had. I drink a lot of mint teas and herbal teas, so I'm used to them, but this one was so sweet. It was like you were drinking liquid chewing gum. It was weird. It was bizarre. I've never had anything like it. But yeah, that was good. So overall review of our visit to Disneyland Paris, excluding the pickpocketing, what would you say?
well, the park itself, loved it as always. As the last time we went, it's only the second time I've been, but absolutely loved it. We chose a time that was hopefully not too busy, and the first couple of days we were there, where it was the Sunday and Monday, it was really busy. But then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it was a lot better. But for us,
yeah,
obviously picked up again by the Friday when we were leaving. But
yeah, I agree. I think the annoying thing for me that I found was the whole, I know this is what everyone will probably say that's going to Disney, any Disney park right now, is the fact they've changed the FastPass systems. So you can no longer get the little FastPass cards. So when we went last time in 2019, we barely had to queue because they had the free FastPass system. So you could just go up, scan your card, get a return time for various rides. But now you have to pay for it. And it depends on what ride you're going on, will depend on the price. So we only used it once because it was Buzz, wasn't it? We wanted to get on Buzz, and the queues were always quite long, and I think we paid, I think it was €9 each to get on that. It's not cheap, and if you want to be using that system a lot, it works out quite a lot of money. So I think Thunder Mountain on the last day we were there, on the Friday, it was €15 per person, and a lot of them were, and it doesn't really reduce the queues, because I think a lot of people aren't using the system. I didn't see a lot of people going through those access fast pass lanes. I don't know what they're called. I know in Florida they're called lightning lanes, but I can't remember what they're called in Disneyland Paris, but it doesn't matter. So that's my only, I mean, I think everyone's going to moan about that because it's extra money you're paying out. It didn't take away from our experience, really. We still really enjoyed the magic of it, and we didn't really queue massively.
Yeah, I think the people had said before we went, that had come back from their own holidays there, that online saying that there's lots of smoking, lots of non-mask wearing. The mask, everybody had a mask because there's no I'm exempt in Paris.
I think just on that, I think there is. I think you can be exempt, but I think you have to have like a very strong proof of being exempt. Over here, you can get away with wearing a stupid lanyard in a shop that's got sunflowers on it, but that wasn't originally what that lanyard was made for. But yeah, in Paris, it doesn't work like that.
The only people who can get away without masks in the park are obviously little kids. But you'd see a lot of people on the rides, once they got past the cast members and they're on the ride, let's say Pirates of the Caribbean or whatever, they're there putting the masks down, thinking they're going to get a photograph of themselves with their face exposed, go wee! But no, as soon as you get to the end of the ride and you want to get your photograph from the cast member, they have to sit there, I think we mentioned it in the vlog, but digitally put a little black mask over everybody's face.
It's funny.
So we did sort of say to each other, it'd be fun to be amusing to be stood behind somebody in the queue, just to hear that argument, no, I want my face uncovered. Well, no, because they have to be seen to be putting masks on everybody. But smoking, there was a lot of smokers, but then again, we didn't notice any signs that said no smoking. Well, I think it's supposed to be no smoking in all the Disney parks. But
there was a moment which was an interesting, in juxtaposition, where there was a gentleman smoking next to a bin which had a no smoking sign on it. I found that quite interesting. He was stood next to it, puffing away, and with this sign next to him that said no smoking. It didn't affect us really. It wasn't like constant or a hell of a lot of people smoking, but yeah, it is. I don't think a lot of those type of rules are enforced very much in Paris.
It's like the no selfie stick rule. It doesn't seem to be enforced this time. Whereas last time it was a case of reminders every sort of half an hour or so that in the park's tannoy system, selfie sticks and extension poles are not allowed in the park. But I think I didn't hear any announcements this time, and there were quite a few people using them, so I'm assuming during the pandemic, or the tail end of this pandemic, that they're not enforcing it so that people can sort of get further away from each other. And
yeah, because obviously they weren't, for a while, the cast members weren't using your phone to take pictures or anything because of COVID, so I think they might have relaxed the rules so that people could get those proper photos that they'd normally get with the cast member. There was even somebody on, I think it was the last day, that had a full-on tripod. As we came in the entrance, she was stood by just before the station with a full tripod, taking a picture of the decorations on the front of the station, which I found interesting. But yeah, what was your favourite meal?
Favourite place for a meal was Truckwagon Cafe for most of the holiday, but then on the last, was it the Thursday? I think the last proper evening meal we had was over at Sequoia Lodge in the Beaver. No, was it not Beaver Creek? Was it
Hunter's Grill?
Hunter's Grill.
Yeah, Beaver Creek's the other one.
And their all-you-can-eat buffet there, the quality of food was a little bit better. They had sort of better, as good a range as Truckwagon Cafes had, but there's a small types that we liked there.
Yeah.
Didn't particularly like the one at I keep calling it the Glass House, and it's not. Plaza Gardens. That's because I don't know why it's got in my head.
It's not even called the Glass House in Florida.
No, and it's in my head keep getting it mixed up with Crystal Palace one, which is in both park. The other park.
That's in Florida. Yeah.
It's like a greenhouse. That's what I just think in my head. It's all nice, posh, Victorian-looking glass house. So to me, that's what it's called. But yeah, that one in Plaza Gardens. So although there was the settings are lovely and there's a beautiful building inside, decorated and everything. The types of food that we like wasn't so much of it there. So
yeah, I would agree with you on both counts. Sequoia Lodge was the better meal, though it was slightly different in terms of the way you pay for it. So all the other I say all the others, we only went to 2 others. No, we went to 3. Yeah, so the other 3 buffets that we went to, all you can eats, were obviously Plaza Gardens, La Cantina at Santa Fe, and Chuckwagon Cafe at Cheyenne. All of them you pay before you go in, and you get like a can of drink or whatever. Whereas the Sequoia Lodge one at Hunter's Grill, you don't pay in advance. You go in, you sit down, you eat your meal, you get your Coke brought to you in a glass, etc., or whatever you have, and then you pay afterwards at the end. Like a traditional restaurant type sit-down meal almost. But yeah, that one was my favourite. A lot more that I eat there. I'm not fussy. I eat quite a lot of stuff, but there are a lot of things that I don't eat as well. Things like I don't eat coconut, I don't like tomatoes, pineapple, etc. So sometimes it can be difficult to find something that I like at a buffet. So I found it difficult at Plaza Gardens because there wasn't a big range. Obviously with Sequoia Lodge being the better one, that was reflected in the price. It was a bit more. I think it was €38 per person for the buffet, and at the Sequoia Lodge one,
and drinks weren't included at
Sequoia. That the drinks aren't included. You have to pay extra for that. So they came to 80 something euros for the 2 of us. I can't remember the exact amount, but all the other buffets we went to, when you pay the 30 odd, I think it was 32 at Santa Fe La Cantina. I can't remember the other ones. It's like 36 possibly at Santa Fe, not Santa Fe, at Chuckwagon, but they all come with a drink. So we did think at the time, oh, this isn't that much more at Sequoia Lodge, because we saw the buffet price. It's not a lot more than the other one, but it's so much better quality. But then when we got the bill, we realised the drinks were extra. So,
and bear in mind, a Coke is about best part of €6 for a small Coke.
Yeah. So yeah, that was. Sorry,
I was just saying the price wasn't good for the Coke.
No, but I was happy to pay the price for the fact that the meal was so good.
The only thing is, by that point, you've done your lesson of not going out for 2 platefuls of mains, followed by 2 platefuls of dessert, like we had the first couple of nights at Chuckwagon and that, because you end up an hour later, laying in the bed going, oh, I'm bloated, don't like this. So even though the food was better at Sequoia, we didn't eat so much of it because we were reluctant to feel bloated on our last day there, on the Friday morning.
There's still a few more buffets we're going to try. We didn't eat in Newport Bay. We want to do that at some point, so that'll be on our next visit hopefully. And
if it's open again when we go to the Disneyland Hotel, we'll try and save up to go to Inventions, because that's supposed to be really lovely.
Yeah, I've heard that's really nice.
And in the Disney Village, Cafe Mickey wasn't open at the moment, not taking anybody. So presumably because you're packed in and there's cast members and characters and everything, so presumably once the pandemic's over properly there, they'll reopen, but we go back to that again one day, because that was nice the other year. We did that before. That it was a good character meet. If you like to meet characters, that's a really good place to go to meet characters. We had a lot of them. So any bad experiences from the holiday apart from the pickpocketing?
Yeah.
The general travel back, to be honest, we went. The last time we went, we flew, and you absolutely hate flying, terrified of it. But it's only flying there's only like an hour, and it's a lot cheaper. But this time, because we'd postponed the holiday 2 or 3 times during the pandemics, we thought, oh, we'll treat ourselves to Eurostar, and we knew before we went that at the moment the Eurostar, for some reason, is not going direct from Paddington, London, straight through to Disneyland Park like it usually does. Yeah. So we knew there were going to be these 2 extra changes. But in hindsight, I mean, going there was absolutely lovely. We'd seen it in the vlogs by now, but going there, we had the unexpected upgrade to. We'd already booked Standard Premium.
Standard Premier. Yeah.
Standard Premier. And they'd upgraded the carriage to a Business Premier carriage. And then they said, oh, you can have that table over there because it's empty if you want to stretch out. So as you'd seen the going there, absolutely lovely. But then when we got to Gare du Nord, and we had to swap to.
Yeah.
There was the other platforms and that states trains.
Normally the changes.
There was a
Sorry.
accident on the line, wasn't there?
Yeah. Normally the changes are relatively easy in Gare du Nord. You go down and you go on one train, one stop, then you change, and then you get on another train which takes you all the way to Disneyland Paris. Unfortunately, there was an incident on the first line that you normally get on, so that all the trains were suspended. So I ended up using an app to find out what the best route was. So we had to come off that station, get another train to another station, and then change onto another train, then change onto another train to Paris, into Disneyland. Sorry. So it was a bit of a faff. Normally it's not too bad, but again, going through the metro system, the Paris metro system, is not the best thing to be doing when you've got luggage and probably kids as well. I mean, obviously we don't have kids, we're never going to have kids, so that's not going to be a problem for us. But yeah, that's
So I think in future we decided last night, not just because of being pickpocketed, but just in general, if the next time we want to go to Disneyland Paris, the Eurostar is still not going direct from London through to the park, we'll fly, even though you hate it.
Yeah.
Because you'd rather put up that for an hour.
Because then we can use the Disney Express from the airport, or I think there's a direct TGV train that you can get down to Disneyland Paris, so we could do that. But yeah, it was a interesting experience using the metro system. Not something I'd opt to try again, to be honest with you. I mean, probably people coming over here using the London Underground probably feel the same. But
I don't like the London Underground.
No, you don't. I'm fine with it because I know it. But yeah, I think though there was lots of stress to start with because of the whole restrictions changing quite close to our holiday and not being able to move it, I'm glad we didn't move it. We were really safe. We wore our masks all the time, even outside. I know some people took them down. We were like, no, we're going to wear them all the time. We sanitize our hands constantly. So I'm probably going to have like layers of skin missing from my hands using it so much. Even like to this extent of, in the buffet restaurants, they have a bottle of hand sanitizer on every table. So what we were doing is we'd go up to the buffet, we'd fill up our plates, come to the table, then put hand sanitizer on our hands before we did anything else, because obviously we touched all the ladles and the tongs that everyone else had touched. Just the main reason, I mean, obviously we were being safe, but also I don't know about you, but I was paranoid that I was going to get something and then we weren't going to be able to come home, because in the last 48 hours before you return, you had to get tested for COVID. And I was thinking, if we turned out positive for COVID, we'd be stuck in France for 10 days isolating. As much as that sounds lovely,
you can't do anything.
You'd be stuck in the hotel. And there's no guarantee you'd be allowed to stay in the Disney hotel. You might have to go to another hotel because they might not have vacancies. And then obviously you have to try and get insurance involved to try and pay for it, etc. So it's not great. So yeah, I'm not I wouldn't say I regretted anything in terms of going. I'm glad we went because we haven't had a proper holiday for ages. I know some people out there have been cancelling their holidays, and that's entirely up to them. I would say that you just make a decision based on how you feel, really. But yeah, I think that's about everything that we've reviewed. The only other thing I will say is that I think we've mentioned on the vlog, but I'll do it on previously, but I'll say it now, is always get your health pass scanned at your reception of your hotel in the morning, because it makes life a bit easier. You get a little wristband so you don't have to keep getting the app out to show people that you've had your vaccination done. So things like when you're going through security, all you have to do is just show your wristband, say I've already been checked. And if you're going into any of the other hotels, as soon as you walk in, they ask for your wristband anyway. Actually, I don't think Newport Bay did. But I know Sequoia did. They ask for your wristband, and so you just go, yeah, I've got it here. And it means you don't have to get part of your vaccination out. It just makes life a bit easier. So that's the main advice that I would give you for going. Obviously, restrictions might change in the near future. This is as of today, which is the 11th of December, so things might change.
Really? That's not like them to change the rules with no notice.
God, well, yeah. But all I want to say now is thank you very much for watching. If you've stuck with us through the vlogs, we really appreciate it. We are not the most confident people at vlogging, so we're not quite sure how all these vlogs are going to have come out because we haven't edited them obviously yet. We'll be doing that from today.
Because last night when we got home, we had to take another test.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
PCR was it?
PCR, yeah.
And I had to post it off straight away, so we can't go in there for the next 2 days anyway. I might not be able to go to work Monday, I think, because it won't be back by then, the results. Time to edit videos.
Yes, I will be working Monday because I work from home, so I don't get that excuse. But also the flip side of that, I work from home and you have to leave the house. I don't, in general. Anyway, yeah. Please, if you do like what we do, please subscribe to our channel. We will be having more vlogs. We have another holiday hopefully coming up, fingers crossed, in about 56 days. I don't think we've actually mentioned what it is, but we've...
Well, unless you've been watching us on following us on Instagram, in which case it's quite obvious on the little whiteboard posts I do now and then.
Yeah, I'm not going to mention it on the vlog just because I don't want to say it just in case it doesn't happen, so...
Right, so that's the end of the holiday vlog. We've got one more video coming up in this set, which is the haul video.
Yes.
Which you'll see that we're barely moving that because we're going to record it straight after this one.
Yes.
So if you like what we've been doing, please follow, subscribe, like on various social medias. We're on Instagram and Twitter. We're starting a new Facebook group soon when we finish uploading photos to it. So it's Pep and Bear Travels on Instagram, and
we are Pup and Bear.
YouTube.
We are Pup and Bear Travels on Twitter, but I think the actual is at Pup and Bear Trav 1. So if you can't find us, you can find us using that. We will have more vlogs coming up, so soon after this. So please subscribe if you want to see more from us. We hopefully will get more confident and learn what we're doing better over the time. And yeah, apart from that, thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you in the next vlog. Bye.
Bye.